The Android 11 Beta 1 was released today, and here are just some of the main things that were changed when compared to Android 10. First off, one of the main selling points of Android is the notifications. The notifications are one of the best parts about Android, and they have been changed since Android 10. So as you can see here from this picture, in Android 10, all notifications, well, almost all notifications were clumped together regardless of whether it was a conversation or a notification from an app. They were sorted into alerting notifications and silent ones. Now in Android 11, they have section headers for each type of notification. So they're going to have conversations, your regular notifications from different apps, and then the silent notifications. So as you can see here, they have conversations, which is always first. So you have the people, which are being shown, how many messages are from them, and then you can still expand those notifications just like you could before, and then reply to them within the notification shade. Now what's interesting to note here is that Instagram is in regular notifications, whereas instead of being in conversation. So whether or not certain apps will be considered conversations or notifications, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Just like in Android 10, you can hold down on notifications and change it to either alerting or silent, but now they've added a priority option, so if you do that, it'll bring it to the top of your conversations section of notifications, and you can make it a bubble if you want to or not, which I will get more into later, but as you can see, it's just as easy as it was in Android 10. So for conversation notifications, you can decide whether or not you want to make them a bubble. So you can just go into the settings, say, yes, I want to make this a bubble, or no, you don't have to. You can opt into it. You don't have to use it at all. But basically, they are these floating things that you can move around, similar to like picture-in-picture, such as YouTube or Google Maps you can do now. You are able to just quickly reply then to certain conversations that you have, and then once you're done, you can dismiss them by either dragging it down or going up to your notification shade and changing it from bubble to just a notification. Now another thing that has changed with the notification shade is now music, instead of being its own notification, actually goes up into the quick change panel. So as you can see here on the lock screen, it looks similar to how it would look on Android 10. But once you actually unlock your phone and swipe down, it's up there next to the Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, flashlight, whatever else. And it just stays there as long as you're playing music. Besides the change in location, it's pretty similar to how it was before. The color still adapts to whatever the artwork is for that type of music, but one nice thing that they added is that up in the upper right hand corner of that notification, you can change the output source. So as of now in the beta, you can change it from your phone speaker to any Bluetooth devices that are connected to the phone. As of now, it will not allow you to switch it to, say, a Cast device such as a Sonos or a Google Home or something like that, but most likely I'm assuming that will be added in the future, maybe in Android 11 beta 2. But this is a nice change. You can quickly decide where it's casting, and you can change the volume accordingly. Another part of the UI that has changed rather drastically is the power menu. So in one of the latest Pixel drops, I believe it was the first Pixel drop, they added the option to add cards and passes to the power menu. So you have the power, restart, and emergency up at the top, and then you have the cards in the middle. Well, that has stayed here, which will most likely come out to more phones besides just the Pixels. You have your power, restart, and emergency. They look a little different at the top, and then in the middle you have your cards. So you can pay with Android Pay, with whatever card you have, debit card, credit card for your bank, and you can swipe over and access like airplane tickets and that kind of stuff, bus passes if you need those, to show them really quick. The new part that they've added in the power menu is this home tab. So anything that is connected to the Google Home app or your Google account can be added here. You just press those three dots on the side and you can add certain things in, move certain things out, and you can adjust them just from the power menu. Now, this is a great idea. So say like it says here, floor lamp. You can just tap it and then it turns it on, just like you would in the app, but you don't even have to open up the app. All you gotta do is just press the power button, unlock your front door or whatever. And then there's some like where it says table lamp. You can adjust it by moving it left and right to increase the brightness, decrease the brightness. Same thing with like a thermostat. You can also hold down that thermostat one, and then it brings up a little menu that has the little circle. You can adjust the thermostat from there. It looks like the Google Home app, but you don't have to actually open up the app. That's not what it does. It just brings up a little pop-up menu that you can adjust it, which is a great idea. The last little bit of change is just on the home menu, and it's not a huge thing, but it's a little different. So you used to be able to get app suggestions when you pull up the app drawer. They would show 5 apps at the top that they think you would use at that point, or that you often use at a certain time or something like that. Now they've added those to the actual home screen, so you don't have to swipe up. They're just there in the bottom dock row. So the dock row has been moved up one. You can either keep this on or turn it off, but the apps that have the app suggestions have a little colored ring around them so that you know that that's an app suggestion and that's something that you put there. And then you can pin those apps to keep them in that dock area as well. So it's an interesting change for sure, but again, you can keep it on or turn it off. It's totally up to you. Then the last notable change from the Android 11 Beta 1 is the Recents menu. So when comparing this to Android 10, they still have relatively the same Recents menu, but some things have been tweaked. Now each of the app cards, you could call them, are bigger, so they're not, you can't really see as many as at once, but you can see a bigger picture of that page. And now at the bottom, instead of swiping up to get your app drawer, you can no longer do that, which in my opinion is better. Some people might not like it, but I feel like you can just go home, swipe up, get to the app drawer. I don't want that in my Recents menu. But they did add 3 options at the bottom. Select, which is just like how you had in Android 10. You hold it down, you can copy certain text from an app, which is great. I use that all the time. And it can be used on text that you can't normally copy within the app. You can just go out and then use machine learning. It says, okay, that's text, and then you can copy it and put it wherever you want, which is great. The screenshot option doesn't take a screenshot of the whole page. It takes a screenshot of that app. So it could be nice if you want just a screenshot of the app without the status bar or notification bar getting in the way. And then share just shares pretty much, I think, a screenshot of that page with someone else, or you can share a link or something like that. The whole gesture navigation and all that has stayed the same since Android 10. That's all the real new UI changes within Android 11. I will surely update this when Android 11 Beta 2 comes out, but as for now, that's all I could find that has changed since Android 10. Thank you for tuning in to Tea Time.